Good morning, everybody. Welcome to breakfast this Saturday with Naga Munchetty and John Kay.
Our headlines.
Morning, Saturday the 21st of August, and our top story is that there have been yet more chaotic scenes at Kabul airport overnight as crowds of people gather in the hope of fleeing the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan.
At least 2,400 people have been flown back to the UK, most of them UK nationals, all those who'd assisted British efforts in Afghanistan. The government says it's working through the logistics of getting more people to the airport. Our Afghanistan correspondent, Secunda Kamani, sent this report from the ground. Now, in the United States, President Biden has admitted that the evacuation of Americans from Afghanistan isn't without risk of loss.
Yeah, speaking at the White House last night, he said the military had evacuated 13,000 people to date, and he hoped to get everybody home. President Biden was also adamant that his country's credibility hadn't been damaged by the events of the last week.
He's been facing criticism for misjudging the situation in Afghanistan and failing to anticipate the speed of the Taliban's takeover. Here's more from our US correspondent, David Willis.
For his handling of that, speak to our political correspondent, Ione Wells, who joins us now from Westminster. Ione, the Prime Minister says he has. Thank you very much indeed, Ione Wells there.
Now, tomorrow marks 1 week since the Taliban retook the capital, Kabul, in an operation that appeared to blindside many international leaders with the sheer speed and scale.
So if you're wondering how did we get to this point and bring it all into some kind of perspective, Ros Atkins has now been looking back at events that led to the Taliban's return to power.
Thank you so much for talking to us today.
It's 7:30 Saturday morning and Owain is here with the weather this morning.
Morning.
Hiya. Morning. Good morning. You're watching Breakfast on a Saturday with Naga Munchetty and John Kay today.
Good morning to you. Time now is just after 7:30. Now, the Scottish National Party and the Scottish Greens have confirmed a power-sharing agreement.
It's the first time the Green Party are in government anywhere in the UK. So what's going to be on the agenda? Let's find out. We can speak now to the Scottish Green.
20 minutes to 8. Chetan has all the sport and it's getting fruity in the golf, isn't it? As they were in Strictly together in 2019, weren't they? Chetan, thank you very much.
Yeah, Will had to pull out of that because he was injured, but he's gunning for Team GB in the Paralympics.
He's been chatting to Mike.
Did they ever have it?
Oh.
Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. Good luck to Will. We're all rooting for you here and we'll be following you. Well, Paralympics start on Tuesday, don't they? So, yeah, it's going to be a great couple of weeks.
Owen, you've got the weather, some drama in the weather?
Some drama in the weather, absolutely.
Good morning. Welcome to breakfast this Saturday morning with Naga Munchetty and John Kay.
Our headlines.
Good morning. Saturday the 21st of August, and our top story this morning is there have been yet more scenes of chaos at Kabul airport as crowds gather in the hope of fleeing Taliban-controlled Afghanistan.
At least 2,400 people have been flown back to the UK so far, most of them UK nationals or those who had assisted British efforts in Afghanistan. The government says it's working through the logistics of getting more people to the airport. Our Afghanistan correspondent, Secunda Kamani, has this report from the ground. The evacuation of Americans from Afghanistan isn't without risk of loss.
Yeah, he was speaking at the White House last night, and Mr Biden said the military had evacuated 13,000 people so far and hoped to get everyone home. Been damaged by the events of the last week.
He's been facing criticism for misjudging the situation in Afghanistan and failing to anticipate the speed of the Taliban's takeover. Here's more from our US correspondent, David Willis. Well, meanwhile, here in the UK, the Prime Minister says he absolutely has confidence in the Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab. He's come under fire for his handling of the crisis in around 300,000 carbon dioxide monitors are to be made available to schools in England next term to help improve ventilation and lessen COVID outbreaks. Of Sam's friends, Katie.
It's 18 minutes past 8 on Saturday morning, and there is a rumour going round that the weather is about...
Right, weren't you?
Yeah, performing last night and drove over here overnight to get here.
OK, well,
do you want a coffee?
Great.
No, I'm all right for now.
Fifth album, which must sound quite weird in itself, having a fifth album. But in terms of creativity, has it kind of changed the way you're viewing music just to get that energy back from the crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. I think over the
Industry that people are crying out for a lift, for a bit of joy.
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to the songs. I think that's what I've tried to do. Yeah, just try and inject a bit of energy.
Have a bit pop, really, which I wouldn't have necessarily associated you with directly.
No, absolutely. And I've always been a fan of more traditional pop music, to be honest. And yeah, so tried to kind of implement some of those influences into this current record.
What's Lost about?
Lost, well, I think it's all what we all probably...
And then what does Sunday morning look like?
Well, Saturday, I think as musicians, it's Monday could be our Saturday.
Or normal? Do you feel, are you getting back into that sort of familiar rhythm of the week after lockdowns and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely, and especially like playing
Cricket, which is it's just rocketed in terms of popularity. I think we were talking about that brilliant catch the other day, weren't we, John? It was fantastic.
No, absolutely. And
Ways of doing it, but you know, it seems like this has taken off, and I guess it's about lifting that entertainment, getting younger people in. Is this a sort of way forward, do you think, for you and for cricket?
I think so. Like from what I observed after playing,
About that. So your name is on Notts County shirts. Why?
well, it's just kind of always been a bit of a
Dream realised.
Do you have any kind of, like, you know, like, because, OK, yeah, you're a sponsor, that's fine, but you're a fan above that. So do you ever kind of have a chat with the club and just go, you know, I'm not sure this is working. I just, you know, could we have a little flick of the team, flip round of the team here?
Well, no, I wouldn't mention anything like that. But I can say that it's so competitive in that league now. A promotion would be nice, but I don't know. What I like to see is some great, entertaining football, and I'd be happy.
You sound like a pundit.
Dino, biopic, isn't there?
Yeah.
That you've written some music for.
On Breakfast, headlines coming up.
On your mark.